Yo, good morning. Yeah,
Not necessary.
I had to get ready because, hey, it's episode. What are we on here today, Al?
Oh, wait, the banners.
No,
69.
Ooh, 69. 69. Say it again one more time.
No, thank you.
I like how you said that, though. One more time for the audience. They're already asking for it in the chats. What's going on?
Are they? Because I'm pretty sure they want to. There's a different reveal they're asking for in the chat.
No. What was all that about, Al?
What happened?
I log into Instagram last night, and I see some very interesting promo pics. Do you
now see what happened was maybe late yesterday morning, late Saturday morning, you sent me a message. You said, "Hey, can you do something with this?" And you sent me a picture of numbers, a bunch of pictures of you with your tongue out, and then you just said 69 it up. And I said, "Excuse me?" And so, I did the best I could with what I had.
Man, we're really gonna lie to the community this morning, eh?
Lie?
We're gonna start off with the lies, with the shenanigans.
With the lie?
Wow.
Spell it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, don't ask me to spell shenanigans because I know you. Binges. I'm here to talk about that promo pic. The people need answers, especially what was happening in that scene. Oh, do you got that? Do you have that?
I can pull it up.
Pull it up because I don't even know. I took one look at it and I threw my phone against the wall. What's going on
Not
here,
against
man?
the wall.
Listen, I don't got time for this. Yes, folks, we're on episode 69. Man, I don't know how we made it, but we're here. We're live, and we got a fantastic guest, a fantastic creator joining us in just a moment. Eisner nominated Dave Baker is hanging out with us. We're chopping it up with Dave. We're talking his self-published book, Halloween Boy. He'll be on in just a second. But I did want to take a moment to just thank everybody who's been along with us for the ride. And this is a momentous occasion. Episode 69. This is a celebratory today.
It's like my what episode would this be for me? Like my 30. It's
you've been here for a good amount of them, yeah.
Like half of them, over half.
Oh no, well over half at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do I share?
I feel like you got to be pushing 40, much like in real life.
Like in real life, I've barely etched past 30. I've barely reached that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, man.
Here we go.
Now,
Now
what's your Photoshop skills? Oh, listen.
What happened? Yeah. You said do something with the numbers and these faces, and I said I got you. Say less.
Now, how you must have really scrolled back.
No.
Into my old social post to pull these photos, man.
Didn't have to scroll because I have a folder of just Sergio faces.
Oh, you do?
On stuff. Yes, I do have a folder.
You heard it here, folks. Admittedly, she's got a folder of photos of me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
No tattoos.
And tattoos shown is not. Hey, man. Now that's a 16. I can't fuck with it. That should be the channel logo. Maybe for the day. Maybe for the day. We'll switch it up after the show for the rest of the Sunday. Some real Aaron House thing, some real passion there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh,
and I'm so sorry that this is your first episode.
Oh. Mr. Pluto's?
Let's hide that.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. You decided to join us. Interesting episode. You're gonna. But thanks for coming through. We hope you have fun. We hope you enjoy it, man. We're here to talk some amazing comics. What's one saying here? Jesus says if you turn that much skin, you need to fill out the proper forms for such clothing to be worn on the show. Hey, listen, man. I figured if I was promising people, what do you call it?
A circle. That's what the people voted for.
So, I might have to pop.
Oh, there might be a little slip. You
I might a little slip, wardrobe malfunction. But thank you everybody for joining us. Yes, let's not waste any more time here. We've got Eisner nominated Dave Baker here with us. Let's bring him on in. Boom. There we go. Dave Baker,
69,
live.
69.
Yes.
The episode number.
Yes.
We're all here consensually. We all want to 69 each other. Right? No, we're not all excited about 69ing.
Listen, I'm glad you said it because I am absolutely excited.
I think on the last episode you said you were the top of the number. That's what you were telling the audience last time.
Hey man, we're all here because of the love of comics, because reading comics gives us all pleasure, and we just all want to exchange pleasure in the 69th episode. You know?
Exactly.
We're not here to be tops and bottoms. This binary, that's not what this is about. This is about exchanging pleasure simultaneously through the comic book form.
Oh, I like that, simultaneously. I like that. I'm into that. Exchanging pleasure, folks. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
That's
consensually. We're all here consensually.
Consensually is the key word. Yes.
Well, I didn't consensually agree to this time necessarily
in the formation
of the show.
Really early.
Oh, man.
Foolishly.
Dave,
did consent time consensually. Foolishly.
Yeah. Oh man. Good morning, sir, to you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sergio.
This is your second time on the show now.
Yeah, and the first time that I'm on time.
Yes. So folks, if you can recall, Dave joined us with Alexis Zarit. I would say it was probably a good 3-4 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere on there.
To talk your critically your underground
framed on the wall. What is this?
Gotta have it.
Wow.
I love it.
That is truly an honor. I'm kind of freaked out how cool that is. I'm like, we made it on somebody's wall. I did it, Ma. I did it.
Hey, I love it, man.
Funnily enough, too, your last episode was also on an unnecessarily horny episode where Cookie, where we introduced the Quifarita. That was the same episode because we were waiting for you guys to come on, and so we were just talking with the audience, and it got a little out of hand. So I apologize that that's the lead up to your interview.
It's unnecessary horniness, I guess.
It's good that you bring that up, Elle, because I was just about to let for those who have not watched our interview with Dave Baker and Alexis Zarit. We spoke about their critical smash book, man. Honestly, folks, a fantastic read. Cyberpunk dystopian future set in Venezuela. Some fantastic themes there. Check it out. But fair warning, probably the good 45 minutes leading up to that interview, things got degenerately. We went down the rabbit hole of oh man, what would you even call that?
I don't know. It was a lot of Taco Bell.
A lot of Taco Bell and
euphemisms.
Yeah, so check that one out, folks. After
I support it. That's really what we need more of on the internet, right? It's just like weird, degenerate bullshit.
More, because there's not enough.
There's just not enough out here, And we're not contributing right now with this 69th episode at all. Yes. I did not realize this was episode 69. If I did, I would have prepared props. I would have prepared some sort of humorous bit. But despite all of the wonderful promo you guys did, I didn't actually notice that it was episode 69. And I feel like that's a missed opportunity on my part.
Hey,
I
what,
feel
what
like had you seen the 69 Sergio post, we could throw it up one more time.
We could have done some.
It could have been
yeah, exactly.
a little bit more. Yeah.
Some humorous
things. Sometimes you just open up your phone and just shake the head.
That sentence was going.
Yes, exactly. Yes. The House of Nerd show now with 69% more Dave Baker. We hope
Yep. Oh, man. Getting off to a wonderful start.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dave, I'd like to congratulate you on your Eisner nomination.
Thank you.
For your wonderful book, Everyone Is Tulip.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So congratulations. Maybe just let the lovely audience know about your book for those who might not be familiar with Everyone Is Tulip, because we love it here on the show.
Thank you. Yeah. I did a book for Dark Horse with the artist 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, a frequent collaborator of mine, titled Everyone Is Tulip, also co-colored by Elle Hall, which is about a young girl who moves from Arizona to Los Angeles to try and become an actor, and then gets sucked up into the high-stakes world of internet performance art, which, believe it or not, is a real thing. And the book kind of follows this person's journey as they become a kind of like meme viral sensation, how it kind of changes their everyday life, and how internet personas kind of warp their relationships with their real world friends, and how their career kind of like changes, and the sacrifices that they have to make to try and get to the next level and the next level and the next level. Yeah. And and we got nominated for an Eisner, which was really, really cool. And we went to the award show at San Diego Comic-Con, which was amazing. It was really
you guys were there?
Oh yeah, dude. We went.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we went. We we were tabling at the show, and we went to the award show at night, and there was a little assigned seating thing with our name on it, and we like sat at this table and with a bunch of people, and it was really cool because our friend Becky Cloonan was there, so it was nice to kind of have some mutual support of like, don't worry, buckle up, you're gonna make it through. And for better or for worse, our award was like, I think the third or fourth award in, so it was pretty early in the night. So
okay.
It was one of those situations where it's like, okay, we're either going to like win and then you're going to just like bask in the glory for the rest of the night, or it's going to be over quickly and we're not going to have to stress out about if we're going to win or lose.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, they get to our category, and they were reading out the nominees, and, it's like I think it was us. Kelly Thompson had a comic about Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff Lemire had a comic with Jock called Snow
Angels. Yeah.
Snow
really
Angels.
Stuff. Yeah.
And then there was two other books, a manga book and something else that I don't remember. And
we should say the category was for best digital
comic. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. So they're reading out the awards, and it's like the Kodansha manga one, and it's like and then Kelly Thompson's, and it's like and it's like us, and it's like and then Jeff Lemire's come out, and everyone's like and I was like, well, I guess we know who's winning this one. Yes, we know who's winning.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it was Jeff Lemire. But honestly, like it was I kind of figured that going in. I was like, we're like a indie, not a lot of people know who we are type creator, and Jeff Lemire's like worked on X-Men, and they made the Moon Knight show is based off of his stuff, and Sweet Tooth show, and like all of these things where it's like I get why he won. Like, he's been in the industry for forever and made a lot of really good, like, amazing work.
What was the decision in like being nominated digitally versus physical?
That's what they chose. I don't know. So basically, the way it works is there's two ways you can get nominated. You can get nominated by your publisher submitting you, and then the judges, there's like a panel of 5 judges every year. So your publisher can submit you, and then the judges can be like, yeah, that was real good. You're going to get a nomination in the best book for teens or whatever your category is. Or you can self-submit yourself, and then in that route, you know, you can say like, hey, I want to nominate myself for best writer, and then the judges will look at your work and be like, you haven't written the X-Men, you're not going to get best writer. I mean that as a joking way of being like, you're not big enough yet. And so, you know, we got nominated in a couple categories from Dark Horse's end, and then I also submitted us just because I was like, I don't know, let's see what happens. And we had serialized Tulip online in the lead up to the publication as like a promo effort, like, hey, check it out, the whole book, check it out. And so that website and the serialization process is what got us nominated, which is really cool.
Yeah, because physically it's one of my favorite books. Like, like to hold in hand, it's so pretty. Like every page is so pretty. And so I didn't know about the digital campaign. So I was like, when I saw the nomination, I was a little irritated. I was like, but it's so pretty. It's such like a physically beautiful book.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, I would have taken 15 nominations if they want to put us as best reprint, best publication for teens, best graphic novel, best painter. It's not painted, but fuck it, whatever. Like, I'll take any nomination they want to give us. I will take. So I was.
Well, I mean, print a couple this year and then submit for reprint next year.
Oh man, but it was absolutely well deserved.
Thank you, man.
Nominations, so congratulations. And Juan, yes, Dave did say internet performance art, man.
There's a bunch of people who do it. Like if there's a Russian artist named 𝐬𝐴 there's another person who's kind of like her trajectory is very strange. There's a woman named Belle Delphine who like started out as like a girl pinup artist, and then she became like a weird performance artist where she would like troll people, and then she transitioned into being like a porn star, which is just
well done.
It's just bizarre art.
Every time her name trends, I'm like, what are we in for today?
Yeah. Honestly, like when she was doing the like kind of TNA performance-y like trolley stuff, I loved it. I thought it was so funny. Like because she would do she had like an OnlyFans where she would like do like the title of the video would be like Belle Delphine. I don't even know if I can say these words without us getting shadow banned. I'm just not gonna say the words.
Oh, it's cool. We get into it here on the show. So
all right. Well then, it's like, Belle Delphine cream pie, and then the video would just be her like with an actual cream pie smacking herself in the face.
Yeah.
It's super, super weird stuff of like, kind of revealing burlesque stuff, but also like subverting the male gaze and like fucking with the audience in a really funny way.
Yeah.
And then I think the money just got too much, where people were just like, we want to see you do actual stuff. And like, I mean, I think she made like $1 million a week there for a period. I don't know if she still is, because I think she's kind of like gone dormant online, understandably.
Because she did this video where it was like she was dressed as like Princess Peach or something, and Too Mad was Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong and Too Mad is black. So when I saw that, I said, now what direction?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, guys.
Oh man.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people in that kind of space that are like these weird, almost like internet trickstery, internet commentary, performance arty people. And so they, there's probably 4 or 5 of them that were like key inspirations behind the book, and kind of, we really wanted to kind of try and make a book about that lifestyle and what it takes to be one of those people. Because despite making millions of dollars online, I don't know that Belle Delphine's life is all that much like it's not simple now because of that,
I hear that. And you have Everyone Is Tulip available on your site, Dave?
Yeah. Well, you can go to everyoneistulip.com and read it for free. I think right now I personally am sold out of copies.
Okay.
But I'm getting more, so it'll be up on the site soon. But you can also just get it wherever books are sold. Like you can get it in Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, whatever.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I just dropped a link to Dave's site in the chats, folks. So be sure to check it out. HeyDaveBaker.com, man. He's got you're man, so you've got Night Hunters, Everyone Is Tulip, Fuck Off Squad. The upcoming you got some upcoming joints. So you know, his lineup is great. You guys are gonna dig it, man. And I definitely recommend checking that out. I missed that comment. What was that, Al? From Manny?
Oh, that every day we stray further away from God. more or less, that's what he was saying.
You know, I gotta say, once you got your shit together and you decided to finally start co-hosting the show with me, I feel like that's when the degenerate stuff really kind of.
You mean when the show started to peak? I know. Needed a little shake up, a little seasoning.
not even a little flavor. A little flavor, if you will.
People want, man. That's what the people want.
That's what the people want. Speaking of what the people want.
Hey, Halloween boy, baby.
Oh yeah. Listen, Dave, as soon as this is done, I will be ordering a physical copy. I read this, folks. Whole lot of fun. I can't recommend this one enough. Now, before I get into my thoughts, Dave, what is Halloween Boy? Who is Halloween Boy? Talk to us.
Yeah, sure. So Halloween Boy is a 4-issue miniseries following a super science adventurer on his quest to uncover his secret family lineage. He was raised on a floating island in lower orbit ever since a child by robots. He doesn't know anything about his family, and he ends up becoming this kind of super scientist, warlock, archaeologist, rock musician, adventurer who travels the globe helping people in impossible situations. That's kind of his remit. So he doesn't really know anything about his past, but he goes out of his way to try and assist people that are in downtrodden positions and can't help themselves. And this first issue, he is going on a mission where the book kind of feels like a mix of maybe like The Phantom, Doc Savage, Buckaroo Banzai, and you know, kind of like a classic pulp adventure comics, but like repositioned in a kind of like modern art comics, indie comics way.
Absolutely, yeah.
He also has a pet dinosaur and a super cool jet called the Hell Prowler, which can go into outer space because all of these pulp adventure characters, you know, they all have their little cadre of assistants and weapons and little things they can do. And so my guy has all of those things as well. So the first issue follows him on this mission to rescue this crystal for this nation of alien people that they're like basically crystal human hybrids, and they don't have any long-term memory. They only have short-term memories. And so the way they remember things is by touching crystals to their crystal head that are like components of their ancestors. So they have all these weird genetic memories stored in their crystal bodies. And so there's this crystal that has all these ancestral memories. And so they hire a Halloween Boy to go try and find this crystal, adventure stuff. And he ends up using this crystal to try and start unlocking some of his kind of intergenerational family memories. And so the book, this first issue is about, it's simultaneously, it's a standalone adventure where you kind of get to meet him and see the world that he lives in and get introduced to a couple of these characters that are going to be like supporting characters in his world going forward for the future issues. And then also get little setups and kind of unlocking of the bigger mystery of like who his family is, which is going to play out in issues 2, 3, and 4. And issue two is actually finished. I sent it to the printer yesterday, and I just started drawing issue 3, which I don't know if you can even see.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom you here. Boom.
Yeah, this is like the opening splash page of issue 3. Man, my camera's not so bueno. But like all these zombies and stuff.
Hey, I dig it. That looks cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I just started drawing issue 3 yesterday.
Okay. Issue 2 just sent to the printer, you said?
Yes. Yeah. Issue 2 is going to premiere, if everything goes well, it's going to premiere at Small Press Expo September 17th.
So shortly, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is a spread from early in the book. That's Saber. His combination bird, dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Velociraptor. I kind of just made up my own dinosaur. I was just like, a T-Rex is too big, but also Velociraptors are too small to ride, so like a horse. So fuck it, he's gonna be like a fucking Velociraptor and a T-Rex, and also dinosaurs had feathers, they think. So fuck it, we'll give him feathers.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Yeah, this Halloween boy, folks, a whole lot of fun. The Demon Who Lives.
Hell yeah. That makes me so happy to hear you say that. You don't even know.
Oh man. Hey, listen, this is your baby. Written, drawn, self-published. You did it all on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, the last couple of years I've really been focusing on putting stuff out through publishers, and I have 3 different projects signed up through Dark Horse. I have a book coming out from Simon & Schuster in 7 weeks. I have a project coming out from Top Shelf in 2024, and a couple other irons in the fire of things that are going to probably get set up in publishers, publishers. But I just was kind of like, after the process of completing the project that's going to be put out through Top Shelf, I just was kind of tired of that grind of making a thing and then having it just like sit on a hard drive for like 6 months while I talk to publishers and see who wants to put it out. And like, I really just kind of wanted to get back to the immediacy of, I have an idea. I'm going to draw the idea, and then I'm going to put the idea out into the world and see what happens. Obviously I'm one person, so I'm not selling like 100,000 copies of the book, right? Like, that's the trade-off, is like, you can have the control and the timeliness, but you sacrifice the greater distribution and the numbers, right? Which for right now, I kind of, that's fine to me, because right now I'm really loving like just putting a thing out, like not worrying about where it's going to go. It'll get put out by a publisher eventually. I'll find somebody. I know enough people in the industry that it'll be like, oh, hey, I've got a completed graphic novel. Like, do you want to publish it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
But I really am just kind of enjoying the kind of process of just making a thing just to make a thing. I'm really a big fan of like pulp writers, racist stuff aside, because a lot of pulp writers in the 1930s and 40s had some weird racist stuff going on. But like the methodology of getting paid a penny a word, knowing that you have to turn in pages by X number of days, working in a genre where you're kind of taking pieces of things that have worked before and putting them together, like the Shadow, the Phantom, Doc Savage, the Spider. They're all very similar archetypes that are kind of just like mixed and matched. Even Superman and Batman, like all of the early superheroes, which we don't think of as pulp characters now because they've been reinvented and reinvigorated hundreds of times over the past 80 years. Like Batman ostensibly is just a riff on the Shadow, and like, Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon are like riffs off of the same kind of space adventurer character that John Carter established. You know, it's the same. We're going to take these basic building blocks, kind of move them around, put our own spin on it, and then emphasize timeliness and production. And like, we really need to get this thing in the streets.
Yeah.
And that's a fun challenge, because the last book I made, you know, frankly, it took me 5 years, you know, not the ones that I've written, but the last book I drew, it's close to 300 pages. It took me 5 years to make. It's a prose and hybrid novel. So it's got like, or a prose and graphic novel hybrid. So it's got like sequential elements. And then it's also got like actual, just like written like novel sections. And like, it just took a long time. And I'm very proud of it. I think it's really good, but it's also like the hardest thing I've ever made. Like, it was so difficult to wrestle that thing to the ground. And it was also really difficult to get it seen. It was difficult to, because it's a weird avant-garde adventurous thing. People were like, I don't think we can publish this, man. This is like it's a little weird and like literary and a little obtuse. Like, I don't know how to give this to like just like a person off the street and think it's cool. And I'm like, I totally get that. And so this project, I wanted to kind of like streamline everything. I wanted to bring things kind of, for lack of a better term, I wanted this to kind of be just like a straight grungy like punk record. I wanted it to be, you know, no synthesizers, no, you know, weird drum machines. I wanted it to just be my version of like a power chord.
Back to the basics, you know.
Yeah.
Indie, straight up, you know, something you publish and you push out of the trunk of your car.
100%. And I wanted to also, I wanted to make something that was really emotional. Like, I wanted to make something that took those tropes and the structural elements of the genres that I liked, but I wanted to try and make a really personal statement with that. Because I feel like sometimes the stuff I make gets a little complicated, and there's a little kind of like it's an idea on an idea on an idea on an idea on an idea. And I
love, you know.
Thank you.
I mean, like Night Hunters, there's some great ideas and themes in that. You know, Everyone Is Tulip, same deal. So I mean, you know, as a reader, it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to like make a book that on the surface you could immediately tell what it was. You know what I mean? And then once you get into it, then hopefully it'll expand out and grow and be another thing, and it'll subvert your expectations of what it actually is.
Because one of the themes of this is generational trauma. And not to make you relive your childhood trauma, but Little House on the Prairie camp. It's so funny when I was reading the essay in the back, because I remember growing up, I don't know how many field trips we took to a little, like, it was basically Little House on the Prairie camps, and they made us wear bonnets and churn butter. And when I moved to like the South, it was like people were looking at me like, "What are you talking about? You did what?" And I'm like, "That's like a California, like a West Coast thing, I guess. I don't know." But we used to always go to missions. That was always a field trip, and another one was always like, Laura Ingalls Wilder.
I did that too. We went on field trips to missions all the time, which in hindsight is so messed up.
Yeah,
it's so messed up. Like, missions are evil. Like, they're really evil. Like, they took in indigenous people, stripped them of their culture, brainwashed them, and then just like fucking raped them in some cases. Like, literally, not even metaphorically. I mean, yes, metaphorically, of like stripping someone of their culture and just forcing Catholicism on them. But it's never presented that way. Like, as a kid, it was just like, oh, we built this building and we're here to give people like bread and stuff. And like learning the actual history of some of that stuff as an older person is just like, oh my God, like the stuff the church did to people, especially people of indigenous cultures, is just unforgivable. It's so dark.
Mashup is crazy. Yeah, dark history, man. That's for sure.
That went off the rails. I was just like,
yeah,
man,
but it's okay.
it's great.
Because staying on that camp, yeah, you've been known, Dave, to do a little square dance or two, or at least in the past.
God damn it! This is not what I expected this interview to be. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that was mostly a joke. I mean, I think every family, whether each generation is aware of it or not, every family has intergenerational trauma, and there's a different scale of that for different people, right? I hope everybody that's listening to this and everybody on this call that their intergenerational trauma is just being misunderstood by their parents. But that is not always the case. And I know that in my family, there was definitive abuse and definitive reasons why people have behaved the way that they've behaved that when I was a kid, I was not aware of. I didn't know. And as I've gotten older, there's been pieces of information that I've learned or stories that have been told, or I've just seen things in a slightly clearer light. And I've been able to be like, oh, this makes so much sense why insert relative here behaves in X way because of all of these things that have happened to them. That makes so much sense. And I have to try and learn how to not take on that trauma myself, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, you know, my family is Spanish immigrants. Like we came over during the war and we had all these bizarre things happen to us. Like my great grandfather owned an auto body repair shop. And after he passed away, he willed it to someone in my family and it got swindled from them. And so like, you know, my family at one point was very privileged and, you know, they had some money and they were really kind of well-to-do. And then almost, you know, half a generation later, they were very, very, very poor. And like everybody was struggling to get by. And like, it was not a good thing. It wasn't a good situation. And that kind of pain really, you don't pick up on it as a kid. And not that that was everything in my family. It wasn't like we lost a car repair shop. Like it's not just that. But like, you know, you see these little eddies in your family, you know, these kind of like tide pools that people get sucked up into, and you hope that you can avoid getting sucked up into your own version of that. But it's kind of hard sometimes to avoid those intergenerational or just individual, you know, kind of side pockets where people get pulled and they kind of sit in these areas emotionally.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound like it would make a good starting point for a comic with a guy with a talking dinosaur, but that's kind of where I was starting emotionally from this stuff, right? Is like I love the Phantom and I love Doc Savage and I love, you know, all of those type of pulp characters, and so many of them deal with legacy, and so many of them deal with pleasing a father figure, and so many of them deal with familial friction, right? Because that's a very immediate, like even Star Wars, you know, Star Wars is the fact that Darth Vader, who was 100% not planned to be Luke Skywalker's father originally, like the reason he's his father in the second movie is because that's a very emotionally evocative, easy way of keying into an audience. Like this struggle is never going to go away, you know, the familial connections between people. It's just an instant emotional shorthand.
I love that in media we seem to be getting like a lot of or brought to light, you know, just the subject, the topic of generational trauma, right? There's some great media out there right now. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
Deals with that. Love it. Your book, and you touched on it.
I don't know that mine's on the same level, but I appreciate the fucking the shout. That's
the beautiful thing about this, is because like you know, you said yourself, and I'm glad you said it, like on the surface, you know, it's just a straightforward, you know, pulpy old, you know, adventure. You know, I got like intentional. I got like Indiana Jones vibes, you know,
100%.
from it. You know, Goonies, things like that. You know that I love, right? But there's so much more to the book, man. You know, you go a little bit, you know, under the surface level. You dig a little deep, but it's right there too, right? You know, much like what's his island, Hades.
Oh, Hades,
you know,
Hades
which I love. I don't know if we've got. Do we have? I don't know if we've got a screenshot of it, but it's great. You know, just the levels, sub levels. So yeah, you know, folks, something you guys can, you know, almost like a love letter to those, you know, like your you know, the Phantom, Doc Savage, the influences are there, but there's some deeper stuff right bubbling right beneath the surface. So
this page is really funny to me because it serves two purposes, right? It's like, if you can't tell, the whole right blank side of the page is it's a riff on the for those who came in late Phantom thing. So every Phantom comic starts with a for those who came in late, and it's a like a history of the Phantom of like, this is who Christopher Walker was, and then he got killed by pirates, and then his son swore on his skull, and he will fight a war against piracy, blah blah blah, and all of his sons would do this. The Phantom. So this is like my riff on that, right? For those who are unaware, it's not exactly subtle, but the funny thing about this page to me is this is maybe like the second or third time that I had drawn Halloween Boy, because it's early in the issue, right? And so you can see as I'm drawing, like, you know, it's like a, you know, John Romita Sr., Amazing Spider-Man, like over time showing somebody walking through an environment or flipping around or whatever. And you can see like how I kind of am like sort of figuring out how long his ears are, because his original design, his ears were just kind of like back. They were just like that. They weren't out to the side. And in fact, the furthest to the right, the one where he's like walking up the stairs, that head isn't there on the original art page. That head is drawn digitally because I was like, I feel like this last one, like part of me was like, I should redraw all these heads. And another one was like, just fucking color it and move on, man. So I decided to redraw that last head because I figured, okay, well, the last head will kind of emotionally be like the propeller to the, you know, the kind of like to set the trajectory for the rest of the issue. So I want to make sure that his ears are not back, but out like this, like he is in the rest of the issue.
I dig his look, you know, inspired, fair to say, inspired by the Phantom.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I would say he's kind of a mix of like, his visual aesthetic is maybe like Solid Snake, the Phantom, and I don't know. I'm sure there's something else in there, but I was really into what's it called, Phantom Pain. Yeah, I was really into that look for Snake, where he has the red robot
Sergio
armor.
doesn't play video games. Do you know who Snake is?
Metal
Gear Solid. He doesn't.
The protagonist of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was checking my notes. I'm like, who's?
Maybe we'll have a box in issue 2.
Yeah, who knows? There'll be a box. Maybe. I mean, there is a tank with legs in issue 2.
Okay.
HB doesn't do much sneaking around. He's not necessarily Snake in that way. Yeah. It's more of like the visual language of a guy in a jumpsuit, you know, like the kind of more grounded visual of, because if, you know, when I was first kind of putting it together, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do a Phantom riff, like, does he wear spandex? And then I was kind of like, I don't know. And then I was like, ooh, but I should put underwear on the outside. And in fact, there's like 3 or 4 pages of Halloween Boy where he wears the jumpsuit, and then I drew like Phantom style underoos over the jumpsuit because I thought that was really funny. But then it like just looked weird. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I won't put the underoos on Halloween Boy. But there's other versions of Halloween Boy that 100% have the underoos over their jumpsuits.
I feel like that's gotta make you sneak it in
Oh yeah,
in one panel or something in a future issue, man. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
This page here was one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you, man.
This is, I mean, all of it's honestly, it's incredible. Traditionally penciled, digitally inked. Was that the process?
So
For the book,
yeah, I kind of redid the way I was drawing. So for a long time, I would pencil in to standard pencil, and then I would ink using microns and brushes. And it took forever because I had to draw every page twice. And so I kind of got dissatisfied with that way of working, because if it takes you 3 months to draw a comic, now it takes you 6 months to be able to put out a comic because you have to fucking ink it. And so I was like, well, what's a way I can speed this up in the thinking of, like, the old pulp guys where it was like deadline. You got to go as quick as possible. Yeah. What's a way of doing that quicker or easier? So I started drawing with this guy, which is a red architectural pencil. And so I draw all of my rough drafts like loose pencils, as you can see, like this.
Yeah, you were showing us, yeah.
This is about as tight as my pencils get. And then I'll go in with an actual pencil, this Costco pencil that I got from high school. And I will draw, I'll finish the drawing in that pencil. So I basically do my under drawings or my construction lines in red, and then I finish it with a pencil. I bring it into Photoshop and I up the contrast and I pull out the red, because you can isolate a color in Photoshop. So I just basically like select red and then take all the red out. So that way I have a finished drawing without having to redraw it twice.
Yeah.
And then I bring it into Procreate and I do the orange tone digitally. And I fix stuff sometimes. Sometimes I'll redraw panels or move stuff around, or like that panel, the last one that we were just talking about, where I like redrew HB's head in the last body, because I was like, I feel like this needs to be a little bit closer to what ends up in the actual issue. Yeah.
So what made you go with this palette here with the book?
Yeah, I think so. Originally, I was going to do it full color. I was talking to couple different colorists, and they were all into it. And hopefully, I'll end up doing a different project with those colorists later. But the issue was just time. It was just, everybody was like, well, is there a publisher involved? And I was like, there will be eventually, but frankly, I'm just going to put it out. And then people were like, look, man, I'm like a working professional. I don't have time to think a bunch of stuff into a self-published thing. And I was like, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it myself then. And I'm not a good enough colorist to be able to full color do this book. I just can't. Like, I'm not a good colorist.
Hey, you fooled me. I mean, it all looks great. I love the look.
I think this is like, I can do this, right? I can do a single tone, no problem. Yeah. But if you wanted me to like actually color what color those crystals are and like have highlights and refracting light, like I don't have those skills really. So the orange, I think, comes from the fact that, like, in my head, Halloween Boy's jumpsuit is orange. He's like, black cowl, black gloves, black knee and elbow pads and holsters, but the actual jumpsuit itself is orange.
Okay, I thought for whatever, I guess just off of the cover, I said, oh, it's purple. He's
totally
purple.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that, which in hindsight makes complete sense. Yeah. But to me, that was just like, oh, I'm just coloring it non-locally. Like, I don't know that his skin is, light blue. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay. I went off like the Halloween color palette in my head, so I thought he was like purple. And then like his suit was like green and black. Just in my head, just because I associate those three colors with the word Halloween.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, in fact, let me see. Can I send images in this chat, or is this chat?
No, I think you can send us via the private chat. Elle, can he send?
If
a
not,
good question.
Or you can screen share as well too your computer.
All right, one second, because I just got the colored cover for issue 2 in, so I can show you what I did a little differently.
Hey, there you go, folks. You're getting a little sneak preview.
Yeah. Let me find that file. Yeah. That's the real question. Just bear with me once.
Oh, we're the masters of stalling. Oh, how was your Saturday evening?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was Saturday. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Did you get into the sauce last night? Into the wine?
No, I've been sick, so I haven't been.
Oh, you have been sick.
I've been
That's
a
right.
little sober lately. Yeah, I've been sick.
Is that why you've been so cranky with me lately?
Yeah, absolutely. From Tuesday's live, as soon as you said let's go live, I said this motherfucker. I hate him.
I had to. Oh yeah, Elle tore me a new one after. He said you really made me go live on a Tuesday night.
So
it was fun.
I got the file here. So now
got it.
Is how do I share this screens?
So at the bottom of the StreamYard studio, you're gonna see that share button. Click that. Share screen.
Juan is warning you though. Close the other tabs.
I made that mistake.
For better or for worse, my tabs are pretty bland. Yeah. The question is, how do I give permissions? This is so not. Because I got to give it permissions now. Oh my god.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Or maybe just send it over to his
you can
Twitter,
send it to our Twitter account, and then we can share it from there.
Cool. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sergio, what does your shirt say? Little
my
circle.
Shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, Toronto versus everybody.
Oh yeah.
Versus everybody shirt. Dave. Well, while you're sending that, so I want to make sure everybody knows where can they pick up this book, because they need to pick it up.
Yeah, you can pre-order so the first issue has sold out, but is being reprinted, and it's going. Yeah, you can pre-order. It's going to premiere, or rather, it is at the printer currently. The reprint is at the printer. That is not an easy thing to say, but it is going to be with me in a couple weeks, hopefully, and then those will get mailed out. So you can just go to Hey Dave Baker. There's a big thing on my site.
Boom, just drop it down there once more for you guys. Hey Dave Baker, folks, check out the site.
All right, so that is that. Now I'm going to send it to you. Oh man, juggling so many things. Look at me multitasking.
I couldn't do it. I can't multitask for. Oh, man, I don't know.
All right, just sent to the Twitter.
Awesome. So let me open that one up.
Yeah. So I basically I self-published.
I like that.
For San Diego, and then it sold out at San Diego, so I had to go back to the printer and be like, "Excuse me, sir, can I have some more?" And
you had your hands out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thankfully, there's been a lot of interest, so I've sold like a fourth or something of the new print run already just through pre-orders on my site.
Boom.
Yeah, that's like a quick screen grab of the cover for the new issue.
Yeah, that's dope. I dig that.
Which is funny. I don't know if you can see this, but the image that you just showed, what you said was the one that you liked so much, which is like the weird monster character holding the woman.
Yes. Yep.
That is this drawing, but I digitally inked it and changed a bunch of stuff. So the and the knives and the fire are all from that drawing.
Okay. So where's that other
now
one?
See, you did the one thing that is a no for me. I love it, but for me, I have a thing with teeth.
Yep.
That's grossing me out right now.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man. No, this is I like this, man.
Yeah, I do
that's cool.
like it. His suit in color. Yeah, that's cool.
So folks, you want to get these first print self-published before it hits the publisher, man. You know, for those who
and the layout and design, Mike Lopez, fantastic. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
the title pages and stuff.
Oh, we got to talk about Mike, man. Mike Lopez is an amazing graphic designer, and we've been working together for a long time. He's like my go-to graphic designer at this point. Whenever I need something, I'm like, Mike, can you make this book look pretty? And he takes my dumbass shit and makes it so much better and classy and high quality. And yeah, I can't thank that guy enough. He's one of those people.
Dave's voices are great.
The funny part of that is this is me toning it down. This is me trying to like, yeah.
Don't tone it down for us on our account, Dave.
Oh, man, no one needs to see me doing my Paul Lind impersonation on.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine. It's okay.
Oh,
but yeah, Mike Lopez with the design is just he takes all of my stuff and just makes it so much better, and I'm infinitely indebted to him.
Yeah. Check him out. I love that. Honestly, that cover's sick.
Thank you.
So it should be available in the next month or so.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something. Yeah, I have my notes here. You know what? I will say I didn't realize you were from Spain, Spanish background.
Yeah. My
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, all my family on my mom's side, Spanish Jews, baby, came over during the war. They were like, "Hey, getting a little spicy for us. We're gonna leave." Yeah. So, yeah. And
so it makes sense because I think it was in which book? I want to say "Fuck Off Squad," where you made some references to like Edward James Olmos and I said this guy's down with the essays. I said, you know, it makes sense now. The connection, man.
Yeah.
He said, I suspected it.
I suspected he's down with the vatos. You know,
which is funny, like the family name on my mother's side is Serrano, and on my I was almost named Pascual after my grandfather, which is that would have been fine, but also I'm kind of fine with David. Like, you know, it makes the life a little bit easier, I think. Not to show
Eisner nominated Pascual Baker.
Oh, no. Absolutely.
Exactly. I don't know that Pascual Baker has any like not a great ring to it, you know? It's a little weird.
Yeah. I like Dave. Dave's cool.
But that being said, Dave Baker is the blandest name humanly possible. Like, I don't think my parents really thought that one through. Like,
but resume ready. So
100%. 100%.
Because my first name is Eldania, but I absolutely put L on stuff because I know that it's perceived different.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, but that kind of goes to the themes of the book too, of these weird compromises from intergenerational trauma and cultures that are perceived as other here in the definitely not Christian white supremacist nation of the United States. Like 100% not. We are totally cool with people from other walks of life, as long as they're the exact same walk of life as those people in positions of power.
Yeah. So sad.
It's Sergio, you're like, I don't care. I'm in Toronto. Fuck you guys.
No, it's man. You know, I see all the stuff going down there, and it's. I mean, it's wild. It's sad, man. It's angering.
It's dark.
Angering.
Oh, come on. We see the stuff going on up there too.
Oh no. We got our own stuff up here too, man.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny is like it's like really we're all one landmass, so we're all each other's problems over here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw a question here from the chats. Where is it at? Oh, we got Juan.
That was the one you were gonna throw up.
Hey, why not? He's asking.
Oh my god! No, you don't even understand. Blood In, Blood Out is like my fucking favorite movie. Like,
my guy.
Does this person know me? And is this like a reference? Because like straight up, Like 𝐬𝐿 is like my favorite fucking character. Like,
𝐬𝐿.
I love Blood In, Blood Out. I love that movie.
It's a classic, man.
Dude, that movie is so cool. Benjamin Bratt is great in that movie.
He is, yeah.
He's such an undersung performer. Like, I think everybody kind of thinks of him as like, oh, you're like the pretty guy from Miss Congeniality or whatever. It's like, no, man. He's like a real actor. Blood In, Blood Out. Also, he's married to Talia What's-Her-Face, who played Vampirella. Homie's married to Vampirella. He's got comic cred for me. You know? Like,
I didn't even realize that.
Oh, yeah. Talia... Fuck, what the shit is her name? She also played Katana in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Talisa Soto.
Oh, Talia Soto.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is her name?
Talisa. Talisa.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Not Talia. Very disrespectful of me to mispronounce Vampirella's real name.
But why did I think Benjamin Bratt's name was Benjamin Pratt my entire life, and now my mind is fucking blown that it's a B and not a P?
Yeah, well, Daniel, put some respect on the Bratt.
I promise you, this whole time I thought his name was Benjamin Pratt.
Yeah. Dude.
Look at that. We got some love in the chat.
That's saying, dude, that movie fucking rules. In fact, I have 2 stories about Blood In, Blood Out. One of them being before the pandemic, in the before times when you could go out in public. I was in In-N-Out Burger, and I was in In-N-Out, and there was a dude there who was like obviously from the life. You know, he was like tatted up, wearing a Blood In, Blood Out shirt. Me being an idiot, I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, Blood In, Blood Out. I fucking love that movie. And he just looked at me and was like, cool. And I felt like 2 inches tall. I was like, I should not have approached him. I should have known better. Like, that guy relates to that movie in a much different way than I do, and I respect that. But it was a very stupid move.
That's like you got served, Sergio. You said it was absolutely relatable.
Was you got served?
Yeah, you said you do it for a Lil Saint every day.
What was that? You talking about that that cheerleading movie? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the cheerleading one.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm just enjoying all this love from the chats for Blood In, Blood Out. I may be white from the outside, but I'm brown on the inside to the bone.
Dave, Animal Style or no?
Was that?
He said he was at In-N-Out Animal Style.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not an Animal Style person. I respect the Animal Style, but I'm scared of the Animal Style.
I go for it on fries, but know that I'm gonna be in the bathroom the rest of the week.
I'm just worried that it might unleash my inner beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat that Animal Style and just like fucking freak out, go feral Wolverine style, you know? Yeah, but I think just one more thing on fucking Blood In, Blood Out before we can do the whole rest of it. And nobody ever I never get to talk with people about it. The thing I love so much about that movie is the multiplicity of life experiences that movie has. Like, it truly is an epic, and also about intergenerational trauma, right? And it shows a verisimilitude and a diversity of experience within an existence that I feel like, regardless of your socioeconomic background, it's so immediately transferable and relatable because everybody can see themselves in one or two of the characters in different ways, you know? Like, the fact that it doesn't have a happy ending, it has a fucking depressing ending, but the ending is also optimistic. It's that movie is like the 90s version of We're Gonna Be All Right. Like, it's so like when they're standing out there in the LA River and the painting hasn't been painted over, like, I fucking cry at that every time when Benjamin Bratt's like, look, man, they didn't tag on your painting. That's like respect. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. I love that movie. I love
it. Man. I'm trying to find some.
By the guy who made fucking Officer and a Gentleman? Like, what? Amazing.
Is this same director or producer?
Yeah, same director. It wasn't.
Oh, really?
It was written by two like Chicano like poets, I think. But it was directed by the the officer and a gentleman dude, which is just like, how do you pivot from Richard Gere to fucking that? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Some classics in there. Some classics.
Isn't it so weird that what's his name? Gabriel something, the guy who played miklo? Isn't it so weird that he was Ken like 5 minutes later in the fucking Street Fighter movie?
Oh, that's right, man.
Yeah, dude. He was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else has he done since then? I mean,
I'm sorry, this GIF is taking me out. You got it.
Hey, we do it for the culture here on the House of Nerd Show, yo.
Locos forever, man.
My middle son was born at White Memorial, and in East LA, and I think it's like, what's that boxer's name? It's like the
De La Hoya.
No, White Memorial.
Boxer?
Yeah, there's a.
From which era?
It's the one, you know, the guy.
Muhammad Ali.
No.
Tyson.
Think no. Dang, why can't
Logan
I remember
Paul.
it? Look, yes, it's the Logan Paul
God.
Birthing Center. No, it's not from
Man, I'm gonna watch that movie today after we get off this, man.
For sure.
I love that fucking movie.
I love, you know, the whole, I love movies, you know, the LA stuff, man. I mean, you've been from, were you, how long you been in LA now?
I've been here probably about 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I just got here, but apparently it's been 10 years or maybe 100 years because there's been a pandemic. So who knows?
Time is weird. Time is weird right now. We got, the chat is trying to help you out here. Julio Chavez.
No, I think it's the Oscar de la Hoya Birthing Center, and it was like when
De La Hoya, man.
Oh, I wasn't listening to. Sorry.
Oh,
and goodness. So when I remember when they were like, "Yeah, they're taking you up to the Oscar." I was like, the why? Why is the Birthing Center?
Yeah.
Hey, man, Oscar de la Hoya did big things for East LA and LA and Latinos down there.
They actually like, because I lived in South Central, but they made me, my doctor was only delivering in East LA, so I had to make that trek for that. But bomb street food
in LA. Oh, that's one of the things I'll go. I would like to travel there just to try the food, you know, all the different, because you guys have just a whole mesh, everything coming together, right?
Yeah.
You know, with the cultures and that translate with food, the foods and stuff like that.
There's so much good, like, just straight up Mexican food here too, because like low key, you know, this it used to be Mexico and then we stole it. Like
100%. Yeah.
Oh, the Mexican food up here is awful. Awful. They like mask everything in guacamole. Like they're just like, let me just throw a bunch of this on there and you won't be able to tell. And I'm like, this is awful. Awful. I just make it at home. I don't even go out to eat because it just doesn't hit.
Oh man.
Hip hop team nerd. You're from Cali, right? You're somewhere around there, no? So he knows what's up. Sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, all good. It's funny. I was just in San Diego for Comic-Con, you know, San Diego Comic-Con photo, whatever, 3 weeks ago. And when
by the way, I did vote for you, Dave. I did vote for you. So I just on the record, for the record.
Thank you.
I voted, man. Yeah.
I mean, I just respect that you vote because I vote every time. But I like so many of my peers in comics don't vote in the Eisners, and I'm always just like, what?
Yeah.
This is like the greatest fucking thing. I remember when they approved me to vote for the first time. I was like, I feel like I won the lottery.
Oh,
like,
please. We never heard the end of Sergio being approved for voting.
That's awesome.
I did. We did a whole special here.
He still sends out messages like, hey, did you guys know that?
I think it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah,
for sure.
But we were in San Diego and I lived there for a year. So I know my way around a little bit, not much, but you know, a little bit. And we were in an Uber driving from my friend's house to the convention, and the driver was like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" And we were like, "Oh, LA." And the driver was like, "Oh, cool. So you're in town for Comic-Con?" "Yeah, we are." "So did you guys get any good Mexican food yet?" And part of me was like, is this like, are you like beefing with LA Mexican food? Because like, I mean, yes, San Diego has a lot of good Mexican food too.
Yeah.
But also like, I live in Los Angeles. Like we have good Mexican food all over the place. Like, I don't understand what this, the context of what was being said to me was kind of like, I know something's being said that I'm not totally getting.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what it is. So I'm just going to kind of play it off and be like, yeah, burritos. I love them.
But I think that's like the whole of like Southern California is like one county saying that their Mexican food is better than the next county. And it's so funny because I prefer, and I hate to be one of those people, but I prefer Los Angeles Mexican food. Especially the ones you can't read the names on the building.
100%.
The best.
I absolutely do too. But I wasn't about to start a fight with this woman driving me to the convention because I needed her to make sure that we got to the fucking convention.
Oh man.
And the funniest, the best part about this is that she was driving me to a burrito place. I'm not even making this up. She was literally, there's a place in downtown called Azteca Burritos, and I don't think she realized it, but she was driving me because I basically used that as like, I would take the Uber in every morning, get some breakfast burritos, and then walk to the convention center, have breakfast set up the table, have breakfast, and then do the thing. But it was so funny that it's like, you have some good Mexican food like we have in San Diego. It's like, you're literally taking me to a burrito place right now, but I'm not quite sure what you're saying. So I'm just going to like, yeah.
I won't touch that one. Yeah. Hey, oxtail tamales. I didn't realize that's a thing. I've never tried them myself.
I haven't either.
Man, that sounds appetizing. Hit me up, Figure Drawing. Where can I Uber Eats a good oxtail tamale?
Yeah. Uber Eats it from LA to Toronto.
You know?
You can now. Uber Eats has this thing where, well, I don't know about Canada, but in the United States, they'll ship you food from a restaurant, like dry ice it, and it's free shipping. But you have to buy like usually caterer size trays. But like even with that, I was like, because there's a barbecue spot in LA I used to go to, and they're on there, and I was like, I'm so tempted to order some ribs.
Yeah.
Try ice it up here.
Man, maybe we'll go have on that Bill L.
How you gonna eat it?
I mean, I don't know. We'll do like a pit stop.
No.
Pit stop. Yeah.
I'll send you the bones. The bones.
The bones. You get slim pickings, man. Holy jumping.
There's a sandwich shop where I'm from in Tucson, originally in Arizona, that is like a local chain or, local favorite. And a bunch of my Arizonan expat friends here in LA threw a party where they had that kind of like, how they have those In-N-Out trucks. They like basically paid this sandwich shop to drive out here with a truck filled with stuff and then cater their party. And I was so jealous because I was just like, oh, those sandwiches. Oh no. Do this to me. Oh, but yeah, I know that life. There's sometimes those local things where you're like, fuck.
I'm jelly, man. I'm jelly. I wish we had, I mean, we got a few spots up here, but it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same, I'm sure. I had in my notes, I don't know what it was referencing, but save dog or 4 random strangers.
Oh, yeah. So like,
where did I get that from?
So in the book, basically, Halloween Boy's kind of like secret origin that he tells this new sidekick character that he meets in the book is that he was raised on this island, Hades Island, ever since he was a kid by robots, never had any human connection. And when he turned 6 years old, he was put in a room with a dog, and like all he ever wanted was just to have a dog. But he got put in a room with a puppy, and the computer that raised him basically says, there's a room with 4 people in it that are all going to die if you don't kill this puppy. And he was like, what? I'm like a little kid. I can't kill a dog. I just want a dog. And apparently my computer is telling me that my weekly screen time report is available, and I can see how many hours I've spent on my computer. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. So he like, this becomes like the kind of inciting incident for his character because he kind of has to choose who is he, what is he going to kill, and he ends up choosing in a kind of Kirk Kobayashi Maru moment a third option where he figures out how to trip the system to he like sticks a thing into an electrical outlet. The room kind of like shorts out, and those people end up not being killed, and he keeps the dog.
Or you're just giving it away all for free. This is free month content you're getting here, folks.
Yeah, right. Well, so like you kind of it's a moment where you kind of get an insight into his character of like why he's the way he is and why he's constantly seeking out impossible situations to try and conquer.
Yes,
because that also feeds back into the theme of like generational trauma of like people find these little rhythms for themselves and they repeat these relationship patterns over and over again until they've worked through it. And in an adventure comic with talking dinosaurs, that manifests as this character choosing to embark on unwinnable scenarios in order to prove to himself that he is worthy. There's something kind of sad and Sisyphean and depressing about that, but there's also something kind of beautiful and hopeful about like you're always trying to find this aspect of yourself that was not nurtured at the proper time in your development.
Hope they lived a good life. So that Mike, yes. What's you're Halloween boy now? You're presented with the situation. Save 4 random strangers from death, or save this doggy, this puppy that you been wanting your whole life. What are you doing, Dave? And I'm going to ask you the same question now.
Oh man, I don't know, man. It's hard to know in that situation if there is not a scenario, because the real answer to your question is like I would try and do the James Kirk Halloween boy thing of like option C, you try and opt out of the unwinnable scenario. But I think objectively 4 humans should probably live over a dog. Like I think unfortunately, I'm not saying I think we should kill a dog. I'm just saying,
I get that. And see, me, I overthink things. So I'm going to think, what is this person going to do tomorrow? And if I let them live, what's going to happen? Like, what if they're the next,
what if they're next serial killer,
like, I don't know. But also, I'm not a dog person. If it was a cat, easy. But a dog, I might overthink to the point where I'm sleepy now. So I'm just going to take a nap. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. I respect it. I feel like that's a perfectly valid decision.
I overthink myself into indecision.
And honestly, that in and of itself is a perfect kind of Halloween boy. Like I'm taking the third option that no one anticipated, napping.
Sorry, guys. their cries are like my ambient music for the night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Peaceful sleep. Oh man. Hey, Elle, was there anything else that you wanted to touch on with Halloween Boy? Or Blood In, Blood Out?
Blood In, yes.
Blood In, Blood Out. I mean,
or Bound by Blood, because I thought that's what it was called. So I get confused sometimes when people, is that like a situational title where some people call it and some people don't?
Blood In, Blood Out was the theatrical released title.
Okay. Because I grew, because when even the first time Sergio mentioned it, I had to Google it because I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, Bound by Blood. But no, that's not. And so no, I don't. I think that it's really great that you have a movie you can relate to, Sergio. You said Vatos Locos. You want to throw it up?
Hey, those days are behind, man. Come on now. Hey.
This is a family show.
It's a family show. Family show. We got the kids watching.
So blood out. Just kidding.
Blood out.
So blood out.
Hey, Juan really took it to a dark place here.
Juan,
Jesus Christ, Juan, come on, buddy. He's like, I can't make that choice. Puppies and you, I'm gonna off myself.
Me and Sergio, we are.
Those
days are not behind.
He says, "No, you're still banging."
Texas.
It's interesting though, because like, I feel like the response to Halloween Boy has been very positive. People really have keyed into what it is. You know, it's this adventure comic. It's a, you know, it's something that's digestible in a quick way, which I think people like. And they're like, "Oh, he looks cool. He's got these weird giant bat ear things. Like, that's awesome. This is neat."
Yep.
But the thing I'm most excited about with it is kind of like the progression of showing how weird he is. Because like, when you're raised on an island by computers by yourself, you're kind of a fucking weirdo. And like, he has this posturing of being this hopeful, like, I'm going to do the best that I can. And I'm going to really like make this situation, you know, the best it can be for anybody. But like, if you read some of the dialogue in the first issue, he refers to himself as a living god.
Yeah,
like,
I got that.
And then there's stuff in the second issue where you see him in his office, his little like inner sanctum sanctorum, and he's got that dog, like it's dead, but he's got it stuffed on his shelf. Like he's just like keeping it there. And like there's all of these like weird, like he's over the course of the book, he's gonna get like creepier and creepier. Because I think anybody who would choose to do this, whether they feel propelled by a call to duty or not, is a little off, you know? Like you're kind of a little weirdo to constantly be seeking out these dangerous situations. And in fact, he's kind of based on somebody I used to know to a very small degree. Most of it, he's like me, my family, the intergenerational trauma, the archetypes of pulp heroes. But there was a dude who I used to know when I worked at a comic book store in high school, and he was an ex-sniper, and he was this really tall, lanky, hawk-nosed guy, and all he read were Conan the Barbarian comics and Punisher comics. And he was so sweet. He was super nice, just really funny, and this kind of like soft-spoken, kind of like once you got him talking about something, he was really like sarcastic and sardonic and had all these like funny observations. But he always came into the store with a 45 and a buck knife on his belt.
Jesus, bro.
And it was so weird how that one little thing just like changes a conversation. Because, you know, I'm probably 16, 17, 18 talking to this dude. And he's like telling me, oh, yeah, I love Garth Ennis because X, Y, and Z. And I just keep looking down at his belt where there's a gun.
For sure.
It just changes the context of those seemingly innocuous relationships. And he also told me once that he spent like 40 something hours in a tree, like just with his sniper rifle to kill somebody. And like,
that's crazy.
It's really weird when that stuff comes up, because you don't think what the psychic toll of literally, like, I'm a warrior in the way that, like, you know, CrossFit dudes say, I'm a warrior, yeah. Like, that's very different from the type of person that's actually been in a war and what that does to you. And I'm not even claiming that I have any real frame of reference. This is purely observed in the people that I've seen that have come back from those situations and how difficult it is to reintegrate into a society that functions under a social agreement that we're not going to break out into a, you know, firefight or whatever. Despite in America us loving to do that.
I was just about to say, yeah. I mean, these days, I feel like we're not too far off from that.
No, we're really not. Unfortunately, we need gun control reform badly in the States. But that's not necessarily the point I was trying to make with this specific anecdote. It's more that, like, there's something really interesting to me about the layers of this very innocent, almost cute person who has been taken by a system and molded to be something. You know, he was really kind of soft-spoken, liked reading, but because of the experiences that he had had, the only things he could really relate to were stories about war or about killing or about these antiquated ideas of masculinity, which frankly, I like some of those things too. Like, I love Conan. Do I think that I relate to Conan in the same way that this guy does? I don't think so. I think he related to Conan as a metaphor of like this lone soldier, warrior, barbarian. I'm doing the fucking dirty work no one else wants to do, whatever. And like, that's a very dark place. And it's interesting to me to have that kind of thin layer of normalcy with that underneath.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what you know, like the, you know, what happens over there, kind of just messes with you, man. So
oh yeah, I have a bunch of family who are in the military, and you know, one of my cousins got blown up in a fucking RPG attack in Afghanistan, and he survived. Thankfully, he's alive, but it's really, yeah, it does stuff to you, and it's really, really, really dark. And so that element of the book is kind of about like, I feel like there's a theme in Batman comics of this kind of like, we're gonna make a war on crime, and they do the same kind of story over and over again, where it's like Bruce is like, I'm really fucking, I don't know if I could do this, and then the end of the story is him being like, but I have to, so I'm doing this. And there's never really any like, you know, because of the nature of those corporately controlled comics where they have to continually produce them, you can't really investigate that issue unless you're investigating its effect on the Robins, right? Where it's like, you know, the various Robin characters have conflict with Bruce every X amount of time because he's pushing them too hard. And the arc that he has to learn is he has to be a little bit softer, which is like, that's what you do in that scenario. That's what I would do. Like, if you were writing that story, that's the option, right?
Yeah.
But because I don't have to do that, because my character isn't corporately controlled and there isn't even a publisher behind him right now, I can do whatever I want. That's something that as the book goes forward is really going to take a bigger place. And like, and especially in this first issue, the idea of him being somebody who seeks out unwinnable scenarios is a very kind of noble and idealistic thing, where it's like, he's always got the solution. It's an unwinnable scenario, except for him. And in the second issue and in the third and fourth, but specifically the second issue, there's going to be more like, oh, he doesn't always win them. Like, they are unwinnable scenarios, and this is
but
what
I
happens.
think your title, like the title and his name being Halloween Boy, I think is very effective in conveying that, because, and even reading the back matter afterwards, it's like you do have this kind of larger than life ridiculous character, but he's a sweet baby angel. Like, and there's gonna be like hiccups along his journey, and things aren't always going to be easy for him. And I think that just his name, just Halloween Boy, is like, to me, it's like almost whimsical.
Yeah.
And like, he knows, like, especially dealing with like the generational stuff and the ancestral, you know, aspects of the storyline. And it made me like more, like, I felt he was more endearing because of it. And so I think the title and the name are super effective in that.
Thank you. That's really cool to hear, because that's kind of how I feel about him too. Like, I think the reason that he's, you know, like the book is called Halloween Boy. It's not called Halloween Man. He's objectively not a boy. Like, he's a fucking adult. You know what I mean? And I think that says something about his character, right? That he's this kind of like weirdly innocent, like, I can do it type person, who he's so defined by this traumatic past that it's like he's kind of stunted in a certain way. Like, he's, you know, he's not Halloween Man. He's that computer named him Halloween Boy when he was 6, and that's his fucking name.
And then when finding out, you know, your own history and where do you fit into that narrative when you've lived your life so like naive to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard to divorce yourself of the stories you've been telling yourself too, because these familial legacies are just as much about the current generation as they are about the previous. And I'm very excited for. I think the thing that I'm very excited for the most about this book, which is so simple, is just that I'm making it quickly. You know, like all of these ideas that we're talking about, these are all ideas that I basically had like 2 months ago and 3 months ago. And like being able to just like make a thing that's a dissection or an analysis of these ideas is rapidly, it's just really fun. It's really cathartic in a way that spending 5 years on a book can feel like a weight sometimes.
And it's been fun watching, because you've been putting a lot of the process out on your social media and stuff. And when you first teased it, I don't know, really just a few months ago.
Yeah,
I think I even might have sent you a message. I said, "Whoa, what is this, man? Like, this looks crazy." And you're like, stay tuned. And like a few short months later, boom. And to answer your question, Joey, issue 1 it is out, sold out right now.
Yeah,
currently taking pre-orders for.
Yeah, it's getting reprinted. So I printed a run for San Diego. We sold all of them at San Diego, and I'm printing more right now, but I'm taking pre-orders. They should be at my house in 2 or 3 weeks. But if you'd like one, it can be found at heydavebaker.com. And yeah,
drop that link here one more time for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, for anybody who didn't hear me say the pitch the first time, it's basically this kind of like science fiction, Indiana Jones, Doc Savage, the Phantom style pulp adventurer who has to try and uncover a secret lineage of his familial past that he's not aware of. So each issue follows him going on a standalone adventure, taking a job and helping somebody in an impossible scenario. And then that expands the universe of what his previous connections to this broader world are of people that he may or may not be related to that have been doing similar work.
Joey, you're gonna love it. I know this will be right up your alley. It's got dinosaurs, jets, Haiti, a floating Hades home base island.
Yeah, candle swords. He's got black magic candle swords.
Hey, oh yeah. Check it out, folks. This one you guys are gonna enjoy. I know it. From Eisner nominated Dave Baker, man, great stuff.
Thank you.
You should have really just put that in your change your handle or something like that in the bio. You gotta stun, you gotta flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah. Hey. I would be lying if I said that my Zoom handle wasn't Eisner nominated Dave Baker.
For our meetings, you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know who they're talking to, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave, it's been a pleasure. So much fun hanging out with you. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You guys have both been very supportive of the work I've been doing, especially with Nicole and Alexis, and I really appreciate having friends who are down for the cause, because comics is a weird, lonely pursuit. I think it's not a coincidence that Halloween Boy is like the loneliest superhero ever.
Oh man, hey, and you know what? To that, you make it honestly, without sincerity, you make it easy to support and push, because at the end of the day, the content is dope. So bottom line, folks, we bring on the folks who we feel like you're gonna enjoy their works and their books, and on top of that, good people, man. And Dave's a fan of Blood In Blood Out, so I mean, dude, cherry on top,
dude. It's
cherry on top. And then before we get out of here, Forest Hill Bootleg Society,
yes,
coming out.
Yes, September 27th. I have a graphic novel being released from Simon & Schuster Athenaeum Books. It's a comic. It's like a 220-page comic, written by me, drawn. It's a thick boy for sure. Written by me, drawn by Nicole 𝐬𝐬, and it's about a bunch of bullied teenage girls in a conservative Christian boarding school in the middle of nowhere, California, who start a bootleg anime distribution ring in their high school, and they start selling kind of sexy anime to all the dudes in their school, and it kind of unravels their friendships and also presents them with social situations they might not have thought were possible, and there's a love triangle and some weird repressive Christian values. It's a whole thing and a deal.
Hentai adjacent content from Eisner nominated team Dave and Nicole.
Yeah, can you tell that I was like, it's fucking hentai, but I can't say
it's hentai.
Yeah, sexy anime.
Is that currently in previews? It's up for.
It is, yes,
yeah.
It is in previews. In fact, actually, it might have just left previews. I kind of don't remember. What's today's date? Oh, it's August 7th. Yeah, it just left, I think. But you can pre-order it online through Simon & Schuster's site. If you just Google Forest Hills Bootleg Society, you'll see it. It's they're a very large publisher, so it's easy to get your hands on.
For sure. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled for that. We're gonna talk about it here on the show.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. That's it, folks. Eisner nominated once more. Eisner nominated. Dave Baker, thank you so much for hanging out, and straight up, welcome back anytime. You got a book coming out, you let us know. We're here to talk about it.
I really appreciate it.
All right, Dave. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Cheers, my man.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. Dave Baker, man. Halloween boy. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to picking up that physical copy. Oh, there you go. Look at Juan, a real one. Forest Hills Bootleg Society. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Elle. Ooh, I'm parched.
For Joey, in case he was asking where the 6ix9ine content was.
Man, that's look at that head. Look at that.
You see how much of the forehead I had to cut off because it wouldn't fit in the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the 9, I had to cut off a significant portion.
Oh man! So what is there a deeper meaning behind it? 69ing myself, or like what's?
Oh no! I didn't consider that, but now that you say it.
Now hold on. If one 69 is himself, is that really a 69, or what would you?
The question is, are you wearing a hat? Which one is wearing the hat? The 6 or the 9, or both?
Well, I think.
Would you touch brims? Would your brims touch?
I feel like logistically, the top one would have to wear the hat. The bottom, no hat, because you don't want it getting in the way. You're just trying to. Get in there. Okay. Get in there. Ooh, that's weirding me out. In the 60s. I don't know if I like that.
Look, I made it and I put it up and I said, now let's wait. Now let's see.
And I saw it late. You probably posted it.
It was early, like 4 hours later.
4 hours later.
I've already seen it. Can't take it down. Like Joey's a fan of the corner Sergio. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, Rock Comics. You just missed Dave, man. You gotta hit the replay. We had a good chat with him. We talked about Halloween Boy. We got into some Blood In, Blood Out, some Southern Cali fine dining. Whatever. We got into quite a bit there, Elle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a good one.
Sergio doesn't play video games.
I do not. Yeah, I was trying not to like just. What's going on here?
When he said it, I was like, you had a blank face, and I was like,
yeah, I just like. Okay, but no, that's cool.
Corner that's Sergio cool. Saying, "Let me holler for $1. Get a tickle for
my guy, what are you? Oh man,
it's like you're peeking out from behind a. That's actually where I got the picture from. It was actually somebody else's picture, and I saw him in the background, and so that's where I got that one from. Right?
Is that so, ma'am?
More or less.
Oh, what are we doing next? What are we talking about?
Well, not
quickly. We're doing that copper drop.
Yeah, let's do a copper drop.
Oh, before that, can we want to let everybody know, folks, we're excited for this one. We're excited. We're collabing. If you guys are on the socials, Twitter, IG, you guys know Dragon Ranger and Markel and Sigler, they got if not some of the most, you know, diverse, the dopest pull list. The you know, if they're not some of the best, they're the best, man. The Pull Kings, you know, we're excited. We're collabing. Be on the lookout beginning this Monday. Every Monday, either Dragon or Marklin gonna be throwing up their top 3 reads of the week. It's going up on all our socials. Hey, Elle, we're now on TikTok.
But tentatively.
Yeah? What's going on with that?
Because I'm 78 years old and I'm still trying to figure out.
Jeez, technology.
But technically, yeah, there is House of Nerd is on TikTok. But let me tell you, I don't know which one is us. But I'm logged into both.
You better figure that shit out. We already, but it'll be up on TikTok. It'll be up on the YouTube channel.
And Reels. Yeah. Instagram.
Reels. Everywhere, man. Everywhere where you find us. So be on the lookout. Weekly top new comic book day top 3s with the Pull Kings and House of Nerd. We're looking forward to that. And we got some other things. You know, we're trying to grow this channel. We got some other things cooking too with some other fine folks. So, you know, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that this Monday. Dragon Range is up first, yeah? Top 3. I'm excited to see what, because homie be pulling like 50 books a week. So excited to see. Are we gonna get into Copper Drop?
Yep.
Shall I hit that intro?
You should.
Video? Okay, here we go, folks. Copper Drop. Boom, it's Copper Drop time. You know what it is, folks. Last week's winner, as voted by you guys, Golden Rage #1. I don't know. What was my book? How did you win?
Sacrament.
I had Sacraments from AW. Now, Elle, I want you to keep it all the way 100 with this review.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Love the color palette. Love the color palette. Love the color palette. So my issue with this book is, let me just start off top by saying it's a drop. Now,
one more time, ma'am. One more time.
It's yet another story of I feel like maybe this trope is a little bit played out right now. There's been a few books with this storyline dealing with menopause or, femininity being used as like a means to I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like Ma did whatever this is trying to do 1,000 times more eloquently. But this didn't feel like a good first issue either, because it kind of brings you into the action quickly, which is fine, but it takes you out before anything that would make me want to come back happens, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, this woman, she's cast out of society to this island because she's going through menopause. And, this is where postmenopausal women go because they're no longer of use to society. Been there. Well, not yet, but, headed there. And I'm still a little fertile, unfortunately.
I mean, we're not that far off. I mean, you up there in age, man. You're getting up there.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. But
so a dystopian future where old women.
I wouldn't even say dystopian, because
y'all
throw us out. You told me, how many times have you told me? Once I hit 35, it's time to recast.
That's true. This is true, folks. We gotta re-up. We gotta keep it young and fresh here, baby.
If you have 3 grays, you're out of here. You old.
I said, that first wrinkle. Yo, old ass is yo. We gotta keep it young and tender, baby. Young and tender.
One, that's fluid. It's different for everybody. So they cast him out, and so it's basically like her clicking up with this crew versus this other crew of old women fighting to the death, basically. But it just didn't do enough for me, story wise, to hold my attention. I love the art. I think the art is sick. The coloring is dope. I would read it as a trade, but for month to month, it's a drop for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just come out and say that it's a drop for me as well. I struggled to get through this one. It did not capture my attention. On a positive note, the art is great. I like the textures. I like the color palette. It was fun to look at. Nice book to look at. In terms of the content, I just I didn't particularly enjoy it.
This isn't what I thought it was. Like, it was solicited one way, and I feel like this isn't what was solicited. I thought it was just gonna be like all out, like kind of like it kept saying Golden Girls meets Battle Royale, and I thought it was gonna be like a straight up like a kill them all kind of situation where it's just like constant like battle, like no lulls or anything like that. And this was just kind of not that.
Yeah. Yes, it's not. It's. I mean, how many times have we actually both dropped the book here on Copper Drop? Doesn't happen too often.
Again, I might check it out as a trade on the library app.
Oh, for the free.
Yeah. But week to week, it's not for me. Not for. I mean, month to month, it's not.
If you've read it though, I'm honestly curious to hear from you guys. What did you think? Well, yeah, I was just about to hit it, but there's cats, so a cop for me. Understandable, Cookie. Understandable. Juan saying it's a cop. Glad you guys are enjoying it. Hey, that's the beauty of comics. There's something for everybody.
Juan trying to get their Social Security benefits. I feel you, Juan.
Okay.
He said send them all my way.
Okay. Juan, if you find a sugar mama who's down for the cause, hit me up. Let me know what's good. I'm down. I'm down.
We know you are.
Times are tough. Yo, who that? That's a good looking cat right there.
Speaking of golden aged people.
Oh, like that. Like that. Oh, so pretty straightforward. I don't want to, dwell on the negative. But yes, I will not be reading issue 2. I will not be picking this one up. Yeah. What is
You're up first.
We're pitching, aren't we?
Yeah, are you ready?
Oh. Ooh.
I'm gonna let you pull up your league.
Yeah. Now, never mind. What am I pitching?
Cover the Dead with Lime.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Let me pull that up.
While you're doing that, Jonathan Chance is actually going to be at Nuclear Comics on August 10th signing for this Blood Moon title.
Let me boom. Jonathan Chance, the writer of Cover the Dead with Lime. Yes, this is my pick, folks. Jonathan Chance, writer. Hernan Gonzalez, artist. Color. What's D? What's D stand for? CD. Design. Oh, could be. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I wrote it so.
This is a joint from Blood Moon Comics, little indie publisher on the rise, and they're pitching it as the Great Plague ravages England, killing thousands in its first year. Housebound infected homes are marked with a painted red cross. Warning of the spread as plague doctors are sent into towns to face the impending doom. Dun dun dun. Sounds interesting to me. Sounds interesting. Do we have any preview pages out? Oh, that's nice. Hey, MacGyver.
It has like big
MacGyver.
like 90s,
what is he doing in here?
90s indies vibes on the interiors. Yeah.
Yeah? Look at this guy. Tell me that's okay. Okay. Apparently MacGyver makes a cameo appearance. But how great is this art? I dig it. Kind of does it kind of slightly remind you of Deodato?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of like I don't know if you keep up with Afterlight comics, but a lot of their interiors have similar art style.
Okay. Okay. Look at you just flexing on the super indie content. All right.
You know.
I don't know if you.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
All right. Insider. So this is
Hey, we don't talk about that on here.
It's pretty straightforward, folks. I'm going with something a little off the beaten path. I think indie from a publisher you might not have heard of. I think let's take a chance on this one. Vote for this one, man. And let's do something a little different here. And while you're pitching, I'm gonna get that poll up for us.
All right, I'm pitching Predator #1. It's finally coming out. It was held up because of some rights issues. It was supposed to drop right after Alien dropped. Marvel dropped Alien.
No, I just wanna interject here real quick. Folks, I'm a little behind the scenes tidbit here. Elle. Elle, you know this is the one I wanted. I'm collecting.
I don't know your life.
Ma'am.
We don't even talk behind the scenes. I don't know your first name.
Oh,
sir.
Okay. Coworker.
You told me to call you Senor.
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 I've been collecting.
I didn't know you were.
Ma'am, you did.
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
I've been collecting the Predator variants. I've been hyped for this.
They haven't. It's been delayed for so long. I would not have known that you were planning on collecting the variants. So
I was like, let me.
This is all fake news.
Taking the
lies.
Book. I wanted to pitch.
Misinformation. I actually put this. So we have a Discord where we housekeep, and first come first serve. Whoever puts in copper drop section the book for the next week, and so then he's gonna come 15 days later and be like, Predator 1. That's what I'm pitching, and I'm like, sir. Senor, go back.
You're just gonna lie to people. You're just gonna lie to people.
So here's the thing with Predator. I don't have any expectations for this, especially it being a Marvel title, and because of all of the delays. But I do like Ed Brison's work, and I am a fan of. I love some of these covers, but I think the one on the left is Raza. It looks so freaking cool. But you know what? This was an occasion where all of the store variants were 1,500 times better than the Marvel variant covers.
I'm trying to cop that 1 in 50. I don't know if you saw that.
It probably looked like trash.
Oh wow!
All of the Marvel released ones I wasn't into at all. But this is being billed as, Predator versus the Marvel Universe. So we'll see how that goes. But, this also in previews for next week, I was surprised to see is our friends.
Who that?
The Matts. Matt Wilding and Matt Rose, Freehand. Their pirate book was in.
Oh, I did see that in there.
Yeah, that's supposed to drop on Wednesday too. Okay. So I did back that Kickstarter, so I'm excited. I'm excited for them because I hope to have them on when the next Nightmare Man drops.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't read their Nightmare Man, but I've heard good stuff.
You would love Nightmare Man.
I feel like for sure. So those are our books, folks. Predator #1, which really should have been mine. Elle stole it because.
So if your book wins, technically I win.
Yo,
okay, say less.
Much right now. I'm talking about yo. Lucky it's episode 69, and I'm in a good mood. Yeah, how many times you gonna throw that up?
It's like subliminal. You gotta.
Oh, oh my goodness! Now I'm gonna have you hold it down for a second. I've been crushing this water, so like.
Not you holding up a whole bottle.
I gotta go. I gotta go deal with a thing.
Okay, bye.
Hold it down, peace. Oh, why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? My mic's still on. Yeah.
We're about to listen to you, P. Hold on. Oh, I think this is. This is so weird looking at myself 2 times, and I apologize to you guys for having to see me twice. But yeah, let's just talking to myself. Let's just yeah. And you know, I'm assuming he has like a hard stream too, because I imagine he only drinks water on Sundays for the show. Like that's just how I've constructed his narrative. So my number 3 book is, so is it called a vineyard or a vineyard? Vineyard. So the Vineyard, number 1, Brian Hawkins, and it's his take on the lore of Dionysus, and or you know, for the sake of it being the 69th episode, he's also known as, hold on, you guys, usually there's somebody else to bounce this back off on, so when it's just me, it's kind of it's a lot emotionally. You're like, where is this going? I don't know. So he's like the god of epiphany and fertility, wine, vegetation, and all of that stuff, all that fun stuff. Do you read stream? I'm not reading Duel. It sounds familiar though, like vaguely familiar. And so yeah, it's this family, they own a vineyard in Virginia, wine country, and they have to make 3
apologies, you had 2 floating Eldania heads, folks. Oh,
they have to make 3 sacrifices a year to Dionysus in order to keep the vineyard going. And so the wife of the family is like, you know, she's not really into it. She doesn't want to. So the son decides to do it for her. I just threw this page in for aesthetics. Yeah, it dropped the week before, either last week or the week before it dropped. I haven't read it yet. I've been putting it off because I want to reread the whole series and the last issue be a surprise. And so yeah, so you have like the hard ass dad who's like, he's in a wheelchair at this point, so he can't carry out the sacrifices, but he's sure gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. Not to say that him being in a wheelchair is wrong, but like he obviously can't do the killing. So interesting story. I chose it not because it like blew my mind, but I think it's been a long time since I've read a story about like sacrifices to a god where it felt different, and this feels different, so I'm into it. And then
okay,
my number 2 is 20XX 2020 transport.
You okay there, man?
Yes.
You got how to read numbers and letters there.
Yeah,
like
I blinked for a second. So this is
like, how do I pronounce that?
This takes place in the same universe as obviously 20XX 2020, and it's this is a one-off. That was a mini series, a 6-issue mini from a few years ago. This one-off was actually written on Twitter And what he did last year, or 2020 or 2021, if you see on the bottom right, it was a choose your own adventure that he made for Twitter, set in the universe of that lore.
Oh, no way.
And so you have like this kid who can save the day or not, but if he does save it, he exposes himself as a sim, and sims are illegal, especially unregistered sims, which are like androids. And he's telekinetic too, so you know that he's not supposed to use those powers, but he ends up doing it anyways. And it's just a really cool one shot. If you've never read the series before, you really don't have to have read it to know what's happening. They kind of clue you in enough to where it's kind of obvious, like there's something different about him. And so it's a one shot, super cool. Jonathan Luna, I'll read anything he does, so it was going to be in my top regardless. I'm biased. And then this is controversial, but I purposely did not put Killa and That Texas Blood in my top because I feel like it's
very
a given.
Disrespectful.
It's a given.
Very disrespectful to be honest.
It's a given that it's top tier quality. Philadelphia ended the arc with a really cool sequence, especially with Seesaw. Some of the best pages in the series so far. And That Texas Blood, Sad Girl Hours.
Couldn't put them in your top. You couldn't do it though, eh?
Wow. No, because I feel like we talk about those two books like every week, and it's a given. Is it top quality content? Absolutely. Do I recommend them? Absolutely. Especially Killa, with it being the end of arc, you get a chance to catch up before November when the next issue comes out.
That's in November? The next Killa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got you a little break to catch up.
Nice. What am I gonna do? No Killa.
And then not that this is my number one, but this was because I actually ended up reading more than I thought I did this week. Like I did read Little Monsters, which was cool. Survival Street dropped this week, which I forgot about, the Sesame Street parody.
Oh, who did I see posting? I think I saw Jen.
Yeah, it's James Asmus. It was, you know what it was? It was fun. It was funny. There was points where I laughed. Yeah. But it's if you're looking for escapism, it's basically just what's happening on the news today, but with Muppets and humans versus, immigration, like, versus like the border issue in Mexico. It's like Muppets and like what the right is brainwashing the kids with. So it's like more of the same, but it does have some funny points. Okay. But if you're looking to like relax and like get away and like escape it's not. It just reminds you of how awful everything is.
Chris Condon is coming out with a new one shot. Hell is a squared circle wrestling joint,
which is also how I would describe the shape.
Huh? What are you talking about?
This is my time. You can save that for your time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And so my other pick was Batman 126, which is also should have been a part of my Batman, Killa, and That Texas Blood. It should have been a part of those three, where I'm gonna pick other books, but I'm sorry. This new run with Zdarsky is so good. And you know what makes it even better is the backstory with Catwoman. I'm like super into it, and I love this page. This is the title page that has like, I blacked out the information though because I just wanted the aesthetic.
It is nice. Cool. Jimenez, right? George Jimenez on this one.
And then there's a reveal at the end that a lot of people I read didn't like it because they were like, oh, we're doing this. But let me tell you, it's one of my favorite storylines in Batman Past. And to have Chip Zdarsky doing it, because I feel like a little teaser, he writes duality of like nature so well, the duality of man, the duality of motivations and people so well that like I should have guessed this when he first announced that he was doing it, and I didn't, and it made me mad because it's one of my favorite spins on the character. And so
We want to know.
No, it's the last page reveal. I don't want to.
No, come on. Nah. You got me. You can't just choose that. Then I'm right now.
Nah. It's literally a last page reveal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you really gonna make me Google?
Yeah.
Right. But also, why is Batman's left cheek just hanging out his cheeks?
So you know, sometimes when you're tired, he's been beaten up.
Chicken, eh?
Yeah, sometimes when you're like really tired, sometimes that the good cheek will just fall out, you know.
Oh my God. What you know about that? Episode 69.
Oh, they both be hanging out.
Okay. Oh shit! Yeah, you got all the man them in the chat about to flood your DMs. About yo, let me.
Listen, get us to 500, and Sergio might drop a serple.
Yeah. No, man. Okay, I'm about to Google. Keep talking.
One side is meteor.
Let me one side. One side is meteor. Yeah, I mean, look, that's cheeks, baby. That's cheeks.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right. So made your number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like I don't have like a strong number one this week. Yeah. I read a lot of books this week, but nothing necessarily like blew me away. And I think I always look for like the one book that's like, but you know what else? It's the first week in almost a month that we haven't had new Hayden Sherman content. And for, you know, the 3 weeks prior to this, he was on a roll with Dark Spaces, Blink, Above Snakes, and those 3 books, amazing. And this week it was a lot of good decent books this week, but nothing that I just no like cries or whimpers like Righteous last week or anything like that.
Oh man, that was so good. So I'm gonna
have. You know what? We're with it. Yeah. It starts with a Z. Sir, I was about to call you Batman. It starts with a Z, Batman.
Call me Batman. Call me Batman. I like it. Oh man. Okay, cool. All right. So that's nice. You know, balanced week in review. What did I read out?
So Golden Rage must have been your top then, since it's the only thing you read.
It is joint. I mean, listen, this cover is dope though. Tula Lotte. Man, yeah, I love her stuff. Mm-hmm. She's incredible. Real talk. What do I feel like? All the best cover artists in the game right now are females.
Yeah, for sure. Because women are just better in general. But you know what's so funny?
You got Zoo. You got Suspiria.
What Dave said earlier about Batman stories, about them all being like him having to soften himself for the Robins and stuff. It was so funny because I was like gonna bring up that aspect of the story that Zdarsky's writing, because this is like purposely opposite of that. He realizes he's gotten too soft, and that's the problem. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. And that's
I gotta read this run.
That's his incitement to adventure, his hero's journey in this arc. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. I read Rams. That was cool. I really like that. So I mean, hey, Batman fans, they're winning right now. Chip.
Oh Rams. Yeah, I feel like Ram is very much like that classic neo-gothic Detective Comics vibe, which I love that for Detective Comics. And this Batman run that Chip's doing is very much Batman.
I'm more yeah, I think
like
someone a more
like, I feel Tinian's Batman was Tinian's Batman, but this is like a Batman for Batman. I'm into it.
I hear you.
It reminds me of like the 90s, early 2000s Batmans versus. Did you read it?
I finally.
Oh, that's number one.
Finally. No, so this is the second book.
Oh, okay.
Finally got these in. This came out, I want to say like 3 weeks ago now, maybe a month. But I finally got in my copies. Mullet Cop, The Flavor of Danger. It's the follow-up to last year's Mullet Cop one shot. Really looking forward to digging into this. Which, folks, this got picked up by. It was optioned. It's being made into an animated series. I think from the same guys who did. Oh, I forget who, but pick it up. Pick it up. I haven't read it, but if it's anything like issue number or the one shot, looking forward to it. I got your copy as well, Elle. I got you one. I got you one.
The discounted copy.
For your comments, for stealing my Predator, it's an extra 40% to you, ma'am. Hey, I picked up this 1 in 10. Philadelphia doesn't do ratio. I actually don't think, other than issue number 1, I don't think they've ever done a ratio variant. For those in the chats who know, let me know. But I feel like, yeah. But this is what's his name? Kelly Jones. Black and white ratio. Love it, man. I had to pick this one up. Looking forward to reading that. The regular A cover. Boom. Boom. You know. Looking for. I've been hearing good things. How you ended the arc. Really good.
Oh, there's like a story in the story, and the art in that is phenomenal.
You're talking about Killa?
Yeah, Seesaw.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Rex's blood. You know, I had to get both of them.
That Rex's blood?
That Rex's. Blood in, blood out, baby. Somos pocos, pero somos locos.
Uh-oh.
You know?
I don't know what you're saying. No habla español, mi amigo.
Españolis? All right, give me that. Yeah, I don't like that. But yeah, so I mean, I will be talking about my books next week.
Will you?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Man. I think honestly at the top of my read, it's funny because I sort of got out. I had the thought. I said, you know what? People know how we feel about that Texas blood, about Philadelphia. So let me try to
read The Closet by next weekend so we could talk about it, because I didn't put it in my top because I do have The Closet. I've already had number 3 as my top pick before on the show when it dropped digitally. And yes. So I would love to talk about it after you've read 2 and 3, because there's people I read reviews for, and their reviews were so off, and I was like, wow. Everything I said I loved about it is everything they said they hated about it, and that was crazy to me. I'm like,
read The Closet. It's happening.
No one's gonna say up there.
Never mind. Oh, give me a little tease into our plans here. One time. Can't show you guys that. No, can't show you that. We you know, we always cooking. We always cooking. We got things planned.
Sergio always getting the microwave ready.
Getting the microwave, yeah. In the microwave. It took me a second, but I got it. That's sad. I'm gonna bite my tongue here. Bite my tongue. Episode 69.
So you don't want to bite it.
Let's close this poll. How do I close it now?
No, you've been doing this for how long?
Look at this. End poll. End poll. There you go. By a overwhelming majority, by a vote of 85 to 14, we're going with Cover the Dead with Lime. Pull that up one more time for the folks. Cover the Dead with Lime, number 1. I'm looking forward to this. Look at that name. Look at the credits. Gonzalez. Maybe my cousin. Well, I don't know. Could be. Shout out Hernan. I'm gonna hit you up. Could be related. Hey, so we're looking forward to reading this one. Yeah, Blood Moon Comics, man. I for whatever reason, I thought we were getting like arcs from those guys, no? Or
I'm not sure.
Anyways, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You guys are a blast. Yeah, one time, boom, smash that like. Don't unsubscribe to the channel, Juan. Don't do that. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. But if you're already subscribed, please don't unsubscribe. Isn't that nice? I feel like we're forgetting some though.
Yeah, you're gonna be at Canada Expo
Oh, but that's a couple weeks. That's in a couple weeks.
But you were plugging it last week.
I know, but that was just, you know, yeah, in a couple weeks. Fan Expo. Joey, are you gonna hit up? Oh no, wait, you're in Montreal. Come down to Toronto, man. We'll do a Fan Expo together.
Only Fan Expo.
Hey,
Only Fan Expo.
Only Fan Expo. Yes.
Wait, he said no. He said no. He can explain.
Oh, he knew we were talking about it.
I was still seeing that rating account was my job.
I said, what's going on here? Oh man, I'm just playing. Juan, we know we love you, buddy.
Sergio hit me up. It was the middle of the night. I was like, Sergio, what's wrong? Like, I'm taking care of my children on this eve of night, and you were like, it's Juanito. He unsubscribed. What did I do? And I was like, Sergio, what didn't you do?
I was stressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was stressed. I said, oh, is he mad at me? Can you hit him up? Talk to him for me. Oh man, I was sad. One more time, folks. The Poll Kings this Monday. Keep an eye. We're gonna upload Dragon Ranger top 3. Curious to see what makes his top 3. If Killa and that Texas Blood are not in the top 3, that's it. He's got one chance and he's out.
Uh-oh. not us bringing on people for diversity. If you don't assimilate, you're out of here.
Oh man. Hey, thank you folks for sticking around with us. Man, yeah, 216 every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you pre-order the second run of Halloween Boy Dave Baker. Oh, you gonna say bye-bye now?
Bye, guys.
No, you never do it. More
How do you want me to do it? Bye-bye.
I like that. That's better.
Bye.
Wow.